In this first video, I'm going to show you how to solve this problem by graphing two functions and seeing where they intersect. So we're going to treat the left-hand side, x cubed plus 3x squared, as a function y1, and we're going to treat the right-hand side, negative x squared plus 3x plus 4, as the right-hand side, and we are going to find the places where these two graphs intersect. So here they are. I've entered them into y1 and y2, so I'm going to make my zoom standard. I always like to start with zoom standard, which is zoom number 6. And that gives me the standard minus 10 to 10 on the y-axis and minus 10 to 10 on the x-axis. So here comes the cubic equation. Notice that it has only two zeros because one of them is a multiple zero right here, a zero of multiplicity 2 right there. But we'll talk about that later in the course. At any rate, there's a 0 and there's a 0. That's the first graph, the cubic. Now the second one's coming in red, and so we can see that it does indeed intersect the blue graph. And in class, remember, we found that these two kinds of graphs can intersect each other in either 0, 1, 2, or 3 places. We can see two of them right here with the window size as it is, but we can't see what's happening down here. So we need to go further down the y-axis. So let's look at our window settings. It's a standard settings. X's are going from minus 10 to 10 at a scale of 1 tick mark per unit. And the y-min is negative 10. Let's change that to negative 100. And let's see what happens. Let's also change the y-scale to 10, so we just get a tick mark every 10 places. And now we'll draw that graph. Well, the y-max is at 10, so I'm nervous about this because it's not going to go up high enough. I'm going to change the y-max to let's see. I'm going to change it to 100 as well. It doesn't have to be the same number, but let's just see what that looks like. Now we'll graph it. So again, it's going to graph the cubic first. So here comes the cubic, and remember, it went up above the x-axis, and it came back down, touched the origin, and then went back up again. So we can see that that's what it's doing. See, it's a little bit above the x-axis there, and then it's going up again. And now the red one, the parabola, we can now see it's crossing here, and that's at about, where is that, at about negative 30. So we probably didn't have to go all the way down to negative 100. But I'm going to show you now how to draw a zoom box around the part that's interesting. And this is the part that's interesting. So we're going to draw a rectangle around there. So we get that rectangle, it's called a zoom box. So we go to zoom, and we see it's option number 1. It's the one that's default selected, so press enter. Now you're going to navigate the cursor. It's starting at right here. You can see it flashing, but if you can't see it, that's fine. Just hit one of the navigation buttons, and eventually you'll see, you can tell where it is, because you always get the coordinates of the point down here. You always know where the point is at 0.23 now. So I'm going to go up a little bit higher, and I'm going to make the first corner of my rectangle way over here. I'm going way to the right. Now I'm using the right navigation button. So I'm going to make that first corner right there. All right, now I press enter to set that corner. Now I'm going to go down. You don't have to go down. You can go to the right, or to the left. I choose to go down right now, so I'm going down. Here it goes. Now don't press enter. Now you have to spread it across. So now I'm going to go to the left and watch what happens. It actually draws in the rectangle. And if you go too far, or if you see that you didn't go far enough, see, I'm a little too far to the left, so I can come back. And I can also see now that I haven't gone down far enough, so I can still go down further. See, it's still stretching it downward. Now it's going to just zoom in on this part of the graph. I'll go down a couple of more tick marks. All right, I like that. It's showing me everything I want to see. I might want to go a little over that way to get that 0. It's possible that you may want to have that point. I can't move to the right, so I guess I'm stuck. I should have included the 0, but it doesn't matter. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in this point, and this point. So I zoom now, just press enter. It's going to redraw the graph, but it's only going to give you that piece of it. Now it's going to be a lot easier to see what it's doing here. See, it goes to the origin and then it slides back up. So it has two zeros for the cubic. And then here comes the parabola, and now you see these points very clearly. It's a lovely graph, by the way. It's a lovely graph. Okay, so now that we have our lovely graph, we want to calc, which is the second function of the trace button. So we hit second, trace, and that's how we get calc. And what we want is intersect, which is number 5. So we can press the number 5. And it wants you to verify the first curve is Y1. It's the blue one, yes, so press enter. Verify the second curve is the red one, and it's Y2, and that's yes. And now it says guess. So right now you can see where the cursor is at negative 1.1 and negative 0.7. So I want to get it close to that first 0. So it's going to climb down the red function, because that's the one that's active right now. The red function is active. So climbing down the red function, you can actually, I think you can jump onto the blue function. Pretty sure. I've just been hitting that button, and I just happened to get it right there. So I'm going to press enter. And so it actually calculates, there's the x value and there's the y value. So that's how you do that. So let's see, if I adjust my x value, I want to show you how you can jump. Oh, actually, I'm just tracing right now. So let me go back to second, calc, option number 5. And I want to show you what I meant about how you can jump from one curve to the other. So right now I'm on the blue curve. I think if I hit the down arrow, yeah, it jumps to the red one. So you can jump back and forth from one graph to the other, just like that. So you see these 2 points have the same x-coordinate, but they have different y-coordinates. I just love that you can do this with this calculator. Anyway, I'm going to let you figure out what the other 2 intersection points are. And in the next video, we'll talk about a second way to do this same problem.